Their timeless tunes are adored by millions.
For I know I'll never find another you.
The Seekers first shot to stardom in the 1960s and were quickly celebrated all over the world thanks to this hit.
Hey there, Georgie girl, swinging down the street so fancy-free.
The band became the first Australian group to reach number 1 in the USA and saw continuous chart-topping success in the UK.
I'd be safe and warm.
Since then, they've sold more than 50 million albums and cemented their place in the Aussie music history books. In August, the band lost their leading lady when Judith Durham died, aged 79.
I am Australian.
The Seekers' final recording together, Carry Me, is being released in a new album to celebrate their Diamond Jubilee.
So now the bird has flown, begins the mystery.
Congratulations, 60 years. What an incredible milestone.
Well, it's remarkable when we think back to how all this started, back in late 1962. We were just having so much fun. And fortunately, the music that we liked together and the voices that matched each other and blended beautifully with Judith's beautiful lead just took us on an amazing path, magic carpet ride, if you like. And the wonderful thing about it now, it's down to the longevity and the beauty of the music that fortunately, came out of our musical feelings and the creativity of people like Tom Springfield with all those great hits. And lots of other artists whose songs we picked up along the way. In fact, I think we stole Puff the Magic Dragon for a while. we were acclaimed as having done that at one stage of the game, which we had to correct. And then Bruce, of course, started writing. So I've always said along the line, you could never manufacture anything that ever happened to us. We just seem to be blessed at every turn of the road. Of course, lately losing Judith was not the blessing we were looking for coming up to our 60s. So it's a highly nostalgic celebration. Nevertheless, it is a celebration. Hitting that mark is important for a whole heap of reasons and just makes us all together still stronger. And we've been backed up beautifully by Universal Music, who've always loved our music. And just want to keep putting out everything we can find in our filing cabinets and in the bottom drawers. It's amazing what we have found. I think we're due to release another Hidden Treasures set of mystery objects next year. But this time around, of course, it's Carry Me, the 60 songs for 60 years. And Carry Me was found in a filing cabinet. It had been recorded as a lead song by Judith way back in 1995. And suddenly our historian, Graham Simpson, found it. And it was just her lead. And I said to the boys, wow, gosh, this was a song absolutely, tailor-made for us. And, of course, Bruce had written it for a dear friend of his who had been very unwell and had passed away, and the family wanted a song for his funeral. And Carry Me became a beautiful tribute from us when we'd added our voices and some more instruments to that basic track when we did Judith's memorial.
You mentioned that you might release some new material. How will you go on without Judith? How will you remember her?
The dear girl in so many ways is still with us all, and no different to any other family, I guess, when you lose one of your treasured members. And so many things are still happening to us that involve her. So it sort of helps in that sense. We're all very aware of Judith's spirituality and her beliefs, and I reckon she's there. I'm 100% sure, and she'll be with us as we work through the 60 years in a slightly different format. But she'll be, because she was in on all the discussions, obviously, the packaging of this particular album. We all had our choices of the songs and worked out eventually what the final 60 should be. And of course, I'd had a few discussions with her about the final recording of Carry Me. So she was right up to speed with everything that was being planned and nothing added on. And fortunately, that's why she's really, really so much part of what we're about to do.
Well, take me back to those early days. You were one of the very first Australian bands to dominate the world charts.
Oh, that was as much fun as you could ever have. And we were right there in the middle of the musical Olympics of the 60s, with all those names that everybody would remember, and winning our gold medals in gold records. And we knocked them all off. No one could believe that we went straight to number one with our first song, I'll Never Find Another You, and then straight up to number one with the second song, A World of Our Own, and straight up to number one with The Carnival Is Over. And that was just 1965, and there were plenty more to follow. But we were then named by the New Musical Express in their awards program that they handed out every year. It was like the Oscars in the music business in those days. With London being the centre of the musical world, we were named top best new group internationally and went to a big concert at Wembley Arena with everybody, 30 different acts. Well, the group that won it the year before us were the Rolling Stones, and the group that won it the year before the Rolling Stones were the Beatles. So from the awards point of view, we were in pretty elite company. And also they were on the show that we played at the Wembley Arena, which everybody can find it on YouTube if you want to have a look. It was a great concert. And then, of course, heaps of other stuff rolled off from there. And 66, we were the top point scorer in the charts in the UK.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but were the Seekers originally 4 men? What happened there?
Oh, yes. 4 young boys, in fact, approaching manhood. Well, I formed my first group when I was 18, 1958, and then Keith had formed his at the same time, separately, a different group. We amalgamated as a group called the Escorts, 4 boys. Wonderful title for a boy group in those days. Anyway, then we morphed into the Seekers with 3 of those people, with Bruce Woodley, who I started working with in an advertising agency in Melbourne. And we tossed a coin one day, Keith and I. It was very folky, bluesy, skiffly, and we needed a name for the new group, so we tossed a coin. It was either going to be the Circus or the Seekers or the Searchers. Well, fortunately, it came down Seekers because we'd never heard of the Searchers, who were about to break big in the UK. The 4 of us played along for a while. Then Ken, our lead singer, decided to get married, and he couldn't come out 3 nights a week singing with his mates under those circumstances. So Keith and Bruce and I just kept singing along in the clubs, and we did a few cruises, having a lot of fun. Then we just decided one day we really wanted a good lead singer. We were all harmony singers, all nice, block harmony singers, from our own musicality. And we thought, no, this time we really like a girl. We really should have a girl with the 3 of us. We need someone that can hold those beautiful lead notes that we can, like the coat hanger that you can drop the harmonics from. And that's when Judith entered my life one day, walked into my office at the agency that I was working at, introduced herself. I'd heard of her through her sister Beverly, and I was going to go and hear her sing. And she said to me, "Oh, hello, you're Athol Guy."
Oh, good morning. And you're around here?
Yes, I'm Judith Durham. Are you Athol Guy?
Yes. Judith Durham. I wasn't supposed to come and hear you sing sometime?
Yes, you were.
Well, there's no one around.
Oh, I think you'd better finish your coffee first.
And I said, "Well, why don't you come and sing with us tonight?" That's it. She came
And the rest is history.
This train I'm bound for glory, this train. This train I'm bound for glory, this train. This train I'm bound for glory, no carry on to the right from the holy. This train I'm bound for glory, this train. I will miss your company. You carry me.
The Seekers' new album, Carry Me, is available now. Samantha Foxon, Sky News.